Hey there, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of your training on earning the incentive trip to the Symphony of the Seas for the Eastern Caribbean cruise. If you have not watched the video yet, I highly recommend it. Seeing the amazingness of this cruise ship is going to hopefully encourage you and push you to get out of that comfort zone. Now, last week's homework, hopefully you've had a chance to listen to last week, to set your goals, to write them down, to find your support person or people, that you have a chance to create your visuals, and that you have taken some time, and for some of you it might have been a lot of time, to clean out your craft area, your stamping desk. We need to start off with a clean desk with an organizational system so that you can stay on top of the next at least a couple weeks before it gets dirty again and you have to start all over again. Whenever I start a training series, one of the first things that we do is having you clean up your stamp room, because usually after a couple days it's all destroyed again. So hopefully for those of you who've been with me for many, many, many years, this was a reminder. You knew what I was going to do. And for those rest of you, this is something that if you do this every couple months, then you don't get so buried that it chokes you to get out. So we got to start organizing and trying to stay organized every couple months. So this week, we are going to dive into action steps. No matter where you're at today, all of us need to get out of our comfort zones and find new customers if you're going to earn the incentive trip this year. So I'm going to teach you from concepts that work immediately, not ones that take years to build. So as an example, I know a lot of you would love to have, or you desire to have an online business. And I say you would love to, you probably would. Once you get there, you might not understand all that it entails in running an online business and how difficult it is and exhausting and how time consuming it is. But that also takes years and years to develop. It doesn't happen overnight, no matter how many videos you do, no matter how many tutorials you type up and print, no matter how many projects you make. It's not going to give you the immediate results of customers and sales. So as much as I love that aspect of a business, and I teach and train on online classes and taking your business online, building your social media plan, I train on all of these things. They are there to help increase your business. So what I'm going to focus on today is teaching you what works immediately, so that by the time next month rolls around, October 1st, you can start selling more than you've ever sold before. You can start bringing in new customers immediately, and not something that takes years to develop. So you can, if your desire is to build an online business, you can still do all of that alongside building real customers right away. Now you can build real customers online. It just takes a lot of time to develop consistency, dependability, and relationships where people will actually choose to order through you and give you their credit card number or order classes. So that takes a lot more time. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It definitely does work. But it works better if you have an established business already, and then you decide to take that business online and use it as a great advertising tool, marketing tool, and a way for you to stay in touch with your customers in between your events and in between events that they're attending, and to really help them grow their wish list. And then, of course, a desire to want to buy more product, so they'll want to eventually join your team. So the online world is definitely a huge tool that works with conjunction with a great balanced face-to-face business as well. But what we're going to talk about today are finding new customers in a way that are all tried and true, that I know everyone can do, every single person. And they are things that will happen immediately. So they're things that you'll do an event and you'll get sales and new customers from that event. So that's what we're going to teach. Again, I told you that's the responsibility that I put on my own shoulders, is that I will always choose to teach you what works and is effective, and not just what people think they want to hear, because it sounds like the secret easy sauce. I could certainly sell a lot of training that if I advertise for, oh, here's a miracle way to find customers online, sign up for it today. That's what everybody wants to hear and everyone thinks it's awesome, but that's not a reality. And so I really want to make sure that I always teach you realistically and effectively what's going to get you on that ship, because that is what really motivates me. So, and hopefully motivates you. So what we're going to talk about today is finding new customers and setting your calendar and setting it up in a way that you're going to produce sales. So we need to start with sales and we need to find new customers. So we're going to just go through this, and you should hopefully have your handbook done and printed. I left some blank spaces for you to be able to take notes, because I believe we're gonna cover 9 different ways for you to be able to find new customers. And so if you ever say to me, I can't find new customers, I'm going to say, what out of all those 9 things have you done? And have you done them consistently? So not just try it once and then give up. So there are ways in here that work. So we're going to give you the knowledge. We're going to give you the information, all the secret sauce in the world. We're going to give it all to you. But we're going to require you to be able to jump in and actually do something with it. So the first thing we have to do is we have to make sure that you are running a business. So you have to treat it like a business, and earning the incentive trip is going to require you to work hard and to work quite a few hours. So you need to be able to treat it like a business before you even begin. I know a lot of you are going from a hobbyist, you're switching and transitioning into wanting to make this a business and probably earn this incentive trip, or at least just make some money and grow. So the first thing we have to do is we have to order business cards. Do you even have your business cards? So you want to make sure you have your business cards ordered and have them. And then take a picture and share them with us. Let us see, what's your business name? What's your business logo? If you use Vistaprint, they'll have lots of cute logos. I use one of their logos actually for my business cards. You need to set your monthly skeleton calendar, at least for the next 3 months. And we're going to cover that here in a minute, what goes on that. Number 3, you need to create funnels in your business so that you are always meeting new customers every single month. I've done a training, and it was, maybe 5 years ago. Maybe I should do it again. It was called The Secret Sauce. Like, when I have interviewed and worked with hundreds and hundreds of very successful demonstrators, what is one of the things that all of them embody? There's quite a few. I gave about 10 characteristics. One of those characteristics of those people is that they have a funnel. They have something in their business they do every month that naturally brings them in new people. And so we're going to talk about funnels, and you need to have those in your business. They need to be a part of your monthly plan that you do in order to be able to find new customers. Number 4 is that you're also going to have events that are going to boost your sales. So again, your skeleton calendar may only produce you $1,000 in sales a month. That's not enough to be able to get on the incentive trip, or enough maybe to pay your bills that you want to. So what next we're going to do is we are going to do events that are going to help boost your sales. And number 5 is we're going to check your stamping and your customer service. I told you before that I can give you all the training in the world, but if there's a couple things, and you can do all these steps. I know people that have even done all these funnels, and they're holding all these classes, and they're still coming up to roadblock to roadblock to roadblock. And so when I dive a little bit deeper, I see 2 things that I can't overcome, that I need you to spend the time to overcome, to be self-aware. And one of them is your stamping. And is your stamping pleasing to the eye? Are you using current, new, beautiful merchandise that is pleasing to the eye? And your customer service. So are you placing orders immediately? Are you doing follow-up and thank yous? Are you kind? Are you treating people with respect and getting back to them immediately? So those are some things that when those 2 things are not in place, when your stamping is wild and you're using lots of different patterns and colors or old retired stuff, I can't fix that. That's not going to sell no matter what you do. And then if your customer service is poor, you're going to push people away. So you can keep bringing people in, but if they're not coming back, then we can't fix that either. So you're going to have to really look through your soul searching in your own eyes, or you can, I've had people even ask me, like, what do you think about my stamping? Give me an honest opinion. And I have. And sometimes it hurts feelings, but I do it because if you generally have a desire to want to do better, that's one of the things that we have to really get a handle on. So if you struggle with that area, it's an easy fix. You just have to copy. There's lots of very successful demonstrators that are selling hundreds of thousands of dollars in a year, and their stamping is very beautiful and cute and duplicatable. And you don't have to be a talented stamper. You just have to be able to copy simple cards and beautiful cards using new product, and only using Stampin' Up! Product, no contraband adhesive, no contraband envelopes, no contraband cardstock, that we're only using our own merchandise. All right, so let's jump into the skeleton calendar. So what goes in your skeleton calendar every single month? You need to keep it consistent. It goes in the same time, same place. This is very like what any crafting industry type a company does, is it's a hobby. So it's the same as like a golf league or a card league or dart league or anything that's above and beyond, that's an extracurricular activity. It needs to be consistent, or people won't be able to go. Real life will get in the way and it'll constantly get pushed out. So these are things that have to be there consistently. So card class is the same time, same place every month, same everything. And then your team meeting is the same way, and then all these things that you put in there. So these are the things that I recommend on your skeleton calendar. Number one is a team meeting. That is the most important thing, that you either attend or you hold your own. If you don't have one to attend, then you need to hold your own. And if you're a leader, you probably want to hold your own anyway. But all leaders should be holding a monthly team meeting. Even if you have a handful of local downline, you can do it local and you can do it online. But this is important to stay motivated, to stay inspired, to stay connected. If you're not staying motivated and inspired and connected, you're not going to be able to earn this trip. You're not going to have the support system that you need. You're going to hit obstacles. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to have failures, and then you're going to quit. Where if you have an inspiration, if you have the motivation, if you have the accountability of a monthly team, then it keeps you inspired to keep pushing and keep working through and not to give up. So your monthly team meeting is the first and foremost thing that should always go on your calendar. Number two is your monthly card class. I gave you a sample pricing here, and it has to be, I believe there's so many ways to run our business. So many. But there's some things that are very black or white. And I just gave you one. A team meeting is imperative. There's no reason why you should never hold one. The second one is that your card classes need to be order-based. So people are placing an order and getting their classes for free. Fee-based classes do not produce any sales, or very, very little sales. Or they don't produce customers that are going to want to buy the product to join the company. So we don't want fee-based classes. People are customers when they order something. So and the most typical demonstrator cannot do a fee-based class and still get orders. That'd be wonderful if we could. I would love it if I could charge $20 for a class and still get an order. That just doesn't happen. It's not reality. And someone who tells you who does do that either does not do classes every month, or it might be a very rare person that's able to do that, and they have an extremely powerful selling ability. But for all my team members and the thousands of training clients I've worked with, they don't do flat fee classes and get sales. It's usually one or the other, and we have to get sales. And I do want you to get money. You will still get paid, but you'll get paid your instant income and your volume rebate. You'll get your flex points, and you will get your host rewards, so that you actually get to keep the money that you make. And the more you sell, the more money you make. And the more host rewards you'll get to be able to replace the supplies, so your card class won't have any expense for you either. So the average pricing in the States is $20 or free with a minimum of a $25 order. If you're in Canada, it's usually a $25 fee, free with a minimum of a $30 order. You have to keep the dollar amount within $5. If it's too far apart, it doesn't work. The third thing to have on your calendar is a product-based class. This is one where the product is included in the cost of the class. So again, you get your sales and you get your income. It can be a themed class every month. So my product-based class is my card club. And if they get a pack of paper and a bolt of ribbon and an embellishment every month, and then they make 8 cards. I can offer this live and online. And then they're able to add on the bundle or the stamp set if they want to. But if they don't, it's okay. I'm still getting a sale from each person. It's about a $20 to $22 sale from them. And then the sale will be higher if they choose to add on the bundle. So this is just a recurring class that I do every single month. And it's it can be a class, it can be a club, however you want to structure it. But it's a product-based class. They have to RSVP in advance and they have to pay in advance so that I can order the product. So everyone has until the 20th of the month to pay. And then I put my order in on the 20th. So after everyone's paid. So they have to pay first. And I collect money through PayPal or through credit cards. So you want to make sure that you are having a set day that money is due. Fourth, a monthly club is something that you could have on your skeleton calendar. I love a continuous club, so there's no starting or stopping. And it's not a hostess club, it's just a card club or a class, so that everyone still puts in a minimum of a $25 order to belong. And then every 6 months, they will get a product bonus. So I don't call it host rewards. I don't have to wait to get everybody's orders to figure out what she gets for free. They get the same thing every 6 months. They get $25 for free. That way it's very fair, and it's a lot easier for me to keep track of than trying to track down host sales and then host rewards and so forth. And then it always is going. It's never stopping. And everyone has a different 6-month time period. So as long as they stay a part of it for 6 months, then they get to earn the product bonus. And lastly, what should be on your skeleton calendar is a funnel event. And we're going to talk about what a funnel event is here in just a little bit. Okay, so now you need to fill in the events after you have that. So that right there is 4 to 5 events a month. That's not enough to make it onto the incentive trip, not unless your events are going to be $1,000 a piece, which that's not normally what happens. So we have to now fill in with events where we're going to generate sales, and that requires a hostess or events that bring in sales when you do them. So, and we need to have at least 6 to 8 of all of these events on our calendar every single month. So here are 3 different things that you can fill in. Is workshops with a hostess. I am going to share with you a sample one that I just did this weekend to inspire you to know what to do, and that they're simple. I do them for 4 or 5 people at a time, and they can be quick. So they're about 2 to 2.5 hours long. And I do them for a hostess, and again, just 4 or 5 of her friends. We're going to talk about the door prize form and how you can use that to really find new customers. So this is a video, again, I just did. It was me at my convention, and I just showed one. So you'll see demonstrator Rhonda, and then you'll see the trainer Rhonda, and then you'll see the demonstrator Rhonda as well. And you'll hear some chatter going around because we're actually at my convention center. So, but I want to inspire you to book these. And I think sometimes we get in our head and we think they're so difficult and so hard, but they're really not. And it just they can be so simple and so easy that I think to see it might encourage you to book some of them. And then that's a key way for you to have a hostess. And if you bring in 4 people at a time, they don't have to be huge with 10 people or 12 people. And they're really easy to get ready for because there's smaller groups of people and you can do more of them. And we're going to use the door prize form to get a lot of these scheduled on our calendar. So workshops with a hostess is what produces new customers and sales at the same time. The next thing is a kit class. So you could offer one of our kits in the book. You can do the Advent calendar countdown kit. There's a tag kit. There is the Notes of Kindness kit. There's all these kits that we have, the felt class. So these are things that you can schedule on top of that are classes that will also produce you sales. Of course, you have to have customers. So we're going to get to that point too. And then lastly is a play with me night, or you can call it what you want to. but I did these for many years, and I did it one Friday night every month. It was always the third Friday night of the month, and it was $25 or free with a minimum of it's supposed to be a $25 order in the thing, not 15. So basically, they pay $25 or they put in a minimum of a $25 order, and it's free. So there's really no expense for me. They're able to use all of my stuff. So they can use my stamp pads, my stamp sets, my blocks. They can use my Big Shots. They can use all my framelits, my punches. It's all there for them to use. And then they come. I usually would do it from 6 until 11 on a Friday night, so it's 5 hours long, and they can just work on their own projects. They can bring their things with them, and I will help them. So if they can bring their orders, I'll help them. It's just a great time for you to connect with your customers, to connect with new downline. So I'd have team members that will come just to play with stuff, and for them to use your supplies. So I did make each person like a little gift for them for coming, but it was totally free with an order. So of course, after seeing all my things and using all of my stuff, that they always had a long wish list, and so everybody would always order. So these are just something you can do as well that is easy but also produces sales. So then after we get these, so these are some things that you can put in there that are part of your skeleton calendar. They're there every month, like clockwork. You should be able to fill out the next 6 months of your calendar with your skeleton. This is what has to go there. Now, these are things that you can add in every month that will boost your sales. That will be like that extra boost that you need to reach your sales goals. Again, these do require customers. So if you don't have very many customers, or if you don't have any, then you can't do these yet. Maybe you can do these in about 6 months. So you spend the next 6 months gathering customers, building customers, and then you can start holding these kind of events effectively. Number one is new catalog kickoffs. So you can do these 3 to 4 times a year. I do one when each new catalog comes out, and they are $15 or free with a purchase that night. Again, remember, no fees, no flat fees. It's always free when they order. We want them ordering. And these are not open houses, and they're not free. So they're going, because open houses that are free are a lot of work, and you don't ever know who's showing up. And I've seen a lot of people get very frustrated with failed open houses because there's no commitment. We need them to commit to come, and so you charge. If you don't charge, there's no commitment. That's just the way the world is. If something's free, it just doesn't seem like it holds much value to it. So don't call it an open house, because an open house has that connotation that it's either come if you can, if you don't show up, no big deal, it's just a free event, it's just kind of a come touch and see and feel. No, we want to hold a new catalog kickoff event. So this is where they're going to be making 5 projects using lots of the new product. It's $15 or free if they put in a minimum order that night. And they're going to fill out their wish list. They're going to get the new catalog in their hand, but this generates a lot of sales. And also a lot of team members come too, and they may just pay you the $15. So any team member I have that wants to come to my events pays like everybody else. A lot of them I always encourage just to pay the fee and go home and put their big order in. Or a lot of them that are hobbyists want to put the order in, but I encourage them to put just the minimum order in. So then they can go home and put their own big order in, so they become qualified and Bronze Elite, and they get their discount. I don't give my discount to anyone who comes to my classes, because the instant income and value rebate is how we pay for our classes. That's how we pay for our time and pay for our supplies. The next thing is a bingo event. I'm sure, unless you're brand new to training or brand new to a lot of things, you've heard of bingo. But we've been running bingo in the Creating Success program for, probably 8 to 10 years. We've been training on it for a long time. But bingo is really sales initiated and sales generated if you run it properly. So bingo event, and also keep in mind this, you don't need a gambling license. What you're doing is holding a stamping event. This is a class as well, stamping class, and you're just going to play bingo for fun. So what they're paying for is not bingo. They're not gambling. They're paying for their product and their classes and their make and takes. And then bingo is there just for fun, for you to give away what they've already paid for. So it's not a gambling kind of concept. It's just a class, just like you would do any other class. So I'll have retreats and we'll play bingo for fun. This weekend I had a convention and we played bingo and we gave away prizes, but it was not a gambling thing. So your bingo event is typically $30, and that includes about $15 to $20 per person that you are going to order brand new prizes. Bingos don't work when you give away retired things that you have sitting around because you want to get rid of it. That doesn't work. You can do that for door prizes that are giveaways, but the prizes, when bingos are huge, it's because your prizes are brand new merchandise out of the catalog that people don't own probably, and they really, really want. And that's why they're going to come to bingo. So if you have 10 people, you're going to order about $175 in product plus the host rewards, and you're going to break them up into prizes. We usually typically do 6 games of bingo. 3 of them, the prizes are a little bit bigger, and then 3 of them are like simple prizes, like a pack of paper and a ribbon, or a clear amount stamp set. Things like that are less expensive. And then your other 3 are more like some bundles, so that there's some bigger prizes. And then, so that's then $5 to $6 I take per person, and we buy everybody some sort of a gift. So it might be like a little, like a half a pack of some paper and an embellishment. It might be the rhinestones, the holiday rhinestones or something like that they'll use on their make and take. So everybody gets a gift for coming. I usually make them something small as well too, so it's waiting at their station when they get there. And then we play the bingo 3 games, and then we do our make and takes. Usually just 3 to 4 make and takes is all. We don't do a lot of make and takes because the bingo takes up time, which is great. So it's really easy to get ready for. And then we do 3 more games of bingo. And then people who still have make and takes can do them, but then the bingo is done, and some people can order and leave. This is key, within the fee for the bingo, I take $5 of it and give it into the form of a coupon. So everyone gets a $5 coupon off any order placed that night, any order. Okay, so I'm not taking $5 away from my profit. The $5 is in the fee. They've already paid it. They just don't know it, So because $15 to $17 is prizes, about $6 is, and you're getting paid your volume rebate off of that. And then you're also, and you're getting paid your volume rebate off all these sales. And then you still have like that $9 left over. So $5 goes towards the coupon, and about $4 to $5 of it just is my profit on top of the profit I'm making for all of the orders and sales that are going in. So bingo is very, very profitable, and it's sales generated if you run it correctly. But you still want to make sure you pay yourself. So you can't put it all back into prizes. You want to make sure that you're getting paid for your time. Next, you can do our retreats. One-day retreats or full weekend retreats. All the retreats that I teach and train on are all sales-based. So when they pay a fee, a typical one-day retreat is $59, and then that includes a $30 goodie bag of supplies, and they'll use those on all of their make and takes. And then the rest obviously goes towards a food and profit and some pillow gifts. Then a full weekend retreat, I usually train on charging $140 for the weekend, and they get a $50 goodie bag. Though it's all the supplies that they'll need, again, to work on their make and takes with, and they get to keep all the leftovers, and they get there with a bag that's full of product that they're excited about. So those retreats can generate a lot of sales, and I hold them at least once a quarter. Bingo is once a quarter. A new catalog event, you can tell, is once a quarter. So if you see every quarter, each month out of the quarter, there's always something in there that's going to boost your sales. And last, you can add on a stamp camp, and you could do this once a quarter or every other month. And a stamp camp is one, again, where they get a bulk of product up front. So usually it's a pack of paper, a ribbon, and an embellishment, and then they're going to use that to create their projects for the day. And it might be some tags and cards and maybe some gift bags, and then they get to keep all the leftovers. And I always let them also do an add-on where they can add on, I'll usually feature just one bundle or maybe a bundle and a stamp set, and they can add those on if they want to, so they can take them home afterwards. So those are the ways that you can add in things. So now, after this past 30 minutes, you should know clearly what you want your calendar to look like every single month. You can schedule out your quarterly events as well. again, if you don't have customers, that last part, those are all fun things to do that are very, sorry, my phone rang, that are very full of sales that you can do. But you need to make sure you got some customers first. So this last 30 minutes, we are going to talk about funnels, about getting new customers. I'm going to list these in orders of effectiveness. So these are not just randomly placed here. I'm doing these based on training clients and team members, and personally myself too. I've been doing this for 18, 19 years. Every year I push myself to find new customers. That way, every year I can continue to be successful and I can continue to grow. I always want to grow. Even where I'm at today, I want to grow next year. And if I don't ever add on any new customers, I'm not going to grow, because not everybody stays around forever. You have to replace people who leave. You're going to recruit. Hopefully you're going to recruit a lot of people. And then that means I need to have new customers that I can continue to recruit. Every single year, I want to be able to earn the incentive trip. And I want you to as well, on a consistent basis. Not this frenzied, crazy thing that happens, but where you're actually doing it in a natural course of your action and your work. So that means we have to have ways, these funnel events that we have in our calendar every single week that are going to, or month, that are going to help you to be able to find new customers on a consistent basis. So I have 9 things down here, and we're just going to go right through them. Each one of these could probably be its own hour-long training. So I'm going to give you the best tips I can in the shortest amount of time so that you can do them. Number 1 are hostess events. And these are quick and simple. Some people call them workshops. They are not difficult. The only hard part in this is that you have to open your mouth. You have to ask. You have to know what you're offering, believe in it, and then offer it to people. So to help you, I did, again, record that video, and I'm going to post it for you as well so you can see it. And hopefully that will inspire you. There are hostess events means you have to have a hostess. These are not classes that you do, because when you do a class, you're inviting the same people all the time. We need to have one person that we know that will touch into their group of people. And again, I do them quick and simply. Now, how do you find them? So number 1 is door prizes. I'm going to share with you this door prize form, and this is a door prize form that I really love. It's got some extra questions on here that it's not the one that you see online. And this is a door prize form that gives you some information about what you can do to go forward. Now, door prize forms that you are going to do at craft fairs, vendor fairs, anywhere you're just gathering with strangers and you're getting their information, your prize for your door prize is going, maybe you'll do a pack of cards, and then also to a couple people, and then your other prize is going to be a card class for them and up to 4 of their friends, or you could do 5 of their friends. So, and they will get it all for free. And this is a $90 value, because you would typically charge $15 per person. And I tell them if they have more than 5 people, then they can pay $15 and they could have, up to 10 people if they want to. But the free amount is for them and up to 5 of their friends or 4 of their friends. So it is a free gift. And now here's the cool part. From a craft fair or a vendor fair or any sort of thing where you're giving door prizes for things, everybody's gonna win. That's the secret. Everyone's gonna get a free card class. So after your craft fair, after your, so these door prize forms, you're going to text, you can text, it says, would you like to, do you prefer text messaging? And if they say yes, I will text them and say, oh my gosh, you were a winner from the door prize form, so you won a free card class for you and up to 5 of your friends. And so let's pick a date in the next week or 2. So you want them to be quick and soon and fast. So even if she has 3 people, these are quick and simple and fast. And you'll see in the video, but they're still very sales oriented. Everybody gets a catalog, an order form, another door prize form. They're going to get the beginner brochure, and they're going to be making a couple projects. I will give, when I'm choosing, so that's the first thing, door prize forms. If you simply went to a craft fair and got 30 of these filled out or 25 of these filled out, you were able to connect with maybe even 4 of them said yes, If you did one a week, and at each one of those, there were 4 people there. Imagine meeting 16 customers, 16 people every single month. And then even if only 4 of those end up coming to your classes or booking more parties, imagine the radical difference that you will take to your business. It works. It absolutely works. But you have to do that. You have to get people to fill these out, and you have to follow up with them, and you have to go and do parties. And I always offer they can do it at my studio and bring them to me, or I will go to them. Sometimes it might just be this person and one of their friends. Go do it. This is how you meet new customers. You have to do things in order to be able to meet new customers. And this is the way to do it. It might be them and 2 other people. It might be them and 6, which is great, but it might be smaller groups. And you can do 1 or 2 of these every single week. You're going to prepare for all of them the same. It's the same projects every month. So they're so easy to get ready for. You can actually even cut for all of them up front if you want to, so that way it saves you on time. You're going to pack once and then just have your bag ready. You just grab your bag and go every single one that you do. Or they come to you and you already have it out. All needs a table. You don't need to have a classroom set up. You're not going to be rotating stations. Like, they're really easy. Or if I have, you also can ask your family and friends to do these, or current customers. So then I will give them a choice. They could do a total hands-on workshop, and all 4 projects that I show, they'll make all 4 projects for my current customers or friends or family that know and probably have already done a little bit of crafting. Them, it's $15 or free with a purchase that night. Or they can do it free, just like I will show you in that video, and they only get to make 2 projects. But you will see the whole time I'm talking about their order form and their wish list and what they're going to want to do, that I'm expecting them to order when they come. So that is one of the number 1 effective ways. All of you can do that. They can come to you, or you can go to them. Really quick hostess coaching. Once you get these door price forms, and you have to get a date from them. So usually you'll schedule it a week or 2 out. Like, do this quick, 1, 2, or 3 weeks at the very, very, very most. And so it's really fresh in everybody's mind. If you book it a month out or 6 weeks out, life really happens and people will typically cancel. So do them quicker and much more often. So, but when you real quick hostess coaching, because you can get the date and they still fall through, or you don't have sales. A lot of that's because of your follow through with the hostess. So you want to make sure you're sending a card immediately, and then texting them with the date, confirming the date. So yes, send them a card saying, so excited to see you for your free card party, and this is the date I have, and I'll be calling you the day before to get a head count, exactly how many you have coming. I email her a sample invitation that she can give to people, or email people, or print it out. And so I can tell her, hand it out, print it out, email it out, however you want to do it. Here's the invitation. So I email that to her. And I also ask her to text people and invite them to come, to say, oh my gosh, I won a free card party and I can invite 5 people to come for free and I'm going to pick you. So I tell her to let them know, and that's what the invitation will say, congratulations, you won a spot at a free card party. So it's a $15 value. You get to come for free. You're going to get to make a couple cards and learn how to make your own homemade cards. I also can have her start a Facebook event, but you need to stay in very close contact with your hostess. All right, that's number 1. Number 2 are craft fairs. Craft fairs are very effective. They're a lot of work to get ready for, but they work. You want to use the door price form technique where everybody wins, and that's one of the key ways for you. So you want to have signups for your upcoming classes and have some displays of your upcoming classes. And obviously then you can sell your cards. You can sell, a lot of people make lots of cute little things to sell. You want to keep your things you're selling to like $5 or less, so you get lots of people to come to your booth, to get them to fill out the door price form and to interact with you. You're going there to not, you want to break even, yes, make a few dollars, sure, but you're really there to get contacts and leads to get them to book a party with a hostess, they're the hostess, or to start coming to your classes. So always, obviously, give everybody my upcoming class schedule. How do you find these craft fairs? You use Google them in your area. I would go within an hour. You can ask people, friends, if they know about any craft fairs they know about, especially ask any other vendor, any other direct salesperson or someone you know who owns and does craft fairs. Ask them what craft fairs they use. Ask on Facebook, hey, does anybody know of any local craft fairs? I'm looking to find some that I can set up a booth at. Search on Facebook. Facebook has lots of groups that are just focused on craft fairs. And so I know Michigan has one, and it has thousands of people in there, and they have craft fairs all over the state of Michigan. Lots of schools have craft fairs, churches and town halls all hold them for fundraisers or just to make some money or just to have the community type activity happening. So you can find them, but you have to go out and look for them. So those are craft fairs. Again, contacts and leads, and you have to follow up with all of them. The next one is a free class pass. This is something that you pass out to everyone that you meet at your craft fairs. Anybody who's new. So I don't give these to my current customers. I give these to new people to try out card class for the first time for free. You can print up really fancy ones. Right now, all I do is create labels and stick them on the back of my business card. And you want to put on there the next 2 dates that you have available. And this is your monthly regular card class. Don't schedule a special one that's just for that. You want them experiencing what it's like to be a part of your fun card classes that you do and being with your customers and connecting and making friends. So they get to come for free the first time and carry these with you everywhere you go. I just had one of my downline, Laura Anderson, teach and train at our last event about how she earned the incentive trip her first year, starting from scratch, like with no customers and no sales and no team members. How did she start from scratch within the first year to earn the incentive trip? And now she's already earned it again the second year. And one of her things she kept saying was she did all these, she did craft fairs, she did all this stuff, but every single one of them, she passed out her free class passes and obviously used door price forms to follow through. So anywhere you're meeting new people, carry these with you, pass them out. You might pass out 100 at a craft fair and only 3 people redeem them. So don't be afraid to pass out multiples of these, lots of these. Okay, number 4 is your community ed center classes, after school programs. These, I know my after school program has like a photography class, a Sanshinryu karate class. They do yoga. They have all these different things that they offer, and I have done scrapbooking classes with them. I've done card making classes. I've done recipe classes where we've brought recipes in and decorated, made a recipe book. But for years I did after school programs because the school advertises for me, and then I can also advertise for myself as well. But I would have half new people there and then half of my current customers, and so it was a great way to find new customers. Typically, some schools just let you do it and offer what you want, and you get to use their space for free, which is really cool. Some community ed centers will take a portion of your class fee, so you have to make sure you're working that in there. I usually make these product-based, so I'm still getting sales. A lot of times you can't sell at these places, so instead I'll include like one of our albums and one of our card packs and our page protectors, and then we'll do scrapbooking or memory keeping. And so these are some things that I will do there to also get sales. A card class, I will obviously include envelopes and maybe an embellishment or 2 that they'll use and get to keep and take home. So you have to go find all your schools. This also goes to community centers, colleges, universities do these, park and recs departments have these. And just because you checked one that doesn't do it doesn't mean you can't go to others. I know many demonstrators who hold after school programs and community ed centers. And this is a funnel they do, every 6 months or so to bring people into their current business. Remember, the purpose of a funnel is we want to meet people and then funnel them into your skeleton calendar. So this community ed center might not bring you a lot of sales, but it's going to put you in contact with people. This is where you're going to do a door price form and a free class pass with strangers to get them to start coming to your other classes, where they will become a customer and they will order, and then you can recruit them, and then they will maybe book a party or something. So these funnels are all about you meeting people. A lot of people do some of these things that don't get any sales, but they get leads and contacts that will come then. We'll add them to your email list. They will get added to places, and then you will be able to follow up with them and get them to start coming to your other events where you're actually going to be selling to them. We have vending at crops and scrapbook retreats. This is where you want to hang out where the clientele is. And so if someday you want to meet crafty people, we have to go to where crafty people are. This is where you're actually acting as a vendor. So you'll set up a booth, you'll have a free make and take for everybody, maybe a customer packet for everybody, and then you can also sell stuff. You can sell anything from the clearance rack, you can sell anything that's retired, you can sell adhesive, you can sell kits, you can make up kits to sell. So, or you can also do a buy one, get one free here. And that's where you price your merchandise at full value. And then whatever they purchase, they get equal dollars for free out of the new catalog or the current catalog. So you get paid with your instant income and your volume rebate, and you get the host rewards and all those flex points. So that's way better for you than just to sell your old stuff at a discount. You're still going to get paid just the same because you're going to get the money from Stampin' Up, and then you also are going to get all those host benefits and the flex points. You know the benefit of these flex points, right? So how do you find these? You can Google, obviously, area crops, scrapbook retreats. You can talk to crafty friends that might already attend them. Contact the people who run them. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them in Google, and I would go within an hour radius to these and see if they need a vendor. A lot of them like to have vendors, and they usually just require you maybe to pay a fee, or they will ask you to put something in their like a goodie bag that they will pass out, so you can give something small, a Post-it note holder or something. So you need to follow up and just start asking. Once you get into the flow of these crops and retreats, they're all over the place then, and then you'll be able to connect with other people. So this is where you have to use your door price form. You have to gather their information, and again, remember, everyone's going to be a winner. Next up, we have libraries. Libraries are 50-50. Some of them work, some of them don't. So you have to ask several of them to get what you want. You want to make sure that you'll be able to pass out information and gather people's information. So if they don't allow that, then really there's not a use, because you're not going to be able to follow up with people. So you want to be able to at least do a door price form, give a free class pass, and then usually they might let you charge $5, or they might not let you charge at all. That's still okay. Remember, we're doing these to funnel people into our businesses. So even if it's for free, they can come make one card, maybe a tag or something small, and then you're there to, again, gather their information and you to pass out theirs. For you to give a free class pass, a door price form, or something like that. So libraries, again, you want to go and find them locally. You can just walk in, ask who's in charge. You run card classes and you'd like to offer your services. You provide a service for these people. For the Community Ed Center and after school programs, it's a service. They want you to run classes there. For these vendor events, you provide a service for them that they want. Same thing with these libraries. So just make sure that you are able to do some sort of marketing. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. Any of these you need to do for a period of time. I usually say at least 6 months. And after 6 months, if you're still not getting any new customers, if no one's coming to your customers, if no one's booked anything, no new recruits, then you might need to let it go and try a different funnel. Because you can't do all of these. You'll be too busy. I would love to see you we're going to start off with just 2 for your homework assignment, starting off with 2 funnels. And then the next month, maybe, continue to keep trying them. You have to go out there and find them though. So you can keep trying until you get some on your calendar. The next one is posting on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram. So the first place is posting on your Facebook business page. This is where you can actually advertise for your classes, and you can do marketing on there. You can do advertising through Facebook. So you want to maybe advertise for your card class and have a place for them to sign up for it. And then this is one that you could boost through Facebook. You can set a budget of $10, $15, or $20. And you can boost based on location. So I usually go within a 30-mile radius, and you can pick a location. You can also boost, for women that are ages of 18 to 65 and plus. You can also boost based sometimes on people's likes and interest. So will help you maybe find some local customers. You also want to share what you do on your personal page. Now, you're not going to be blasting it with sign up for this class or that class. You're going to be sharing the love of your hobby so that anybody else who's your friend that's maybe in your local community or family members can see how much fun you're having, how much fun it is to craft and create. I highly recommend that you take pictures of people at your classes, of people having fun stamping. Don't just post your cards. They don't know how fun that is to make it. But if they see people in your space, they can start to envision themselves being there as well. Some people might be lonely and need friends. This is a great place to find friends. We all love friends that are crafters. I cannot tell you how many people's lives have been changed by coming to my classes and have met their best friends and becoming a part of our team. And again, I've met people that they will be in their lives forever. So this is what you can do by sparking the joy, sparking the creativity of people. They will maybe start to see when you're doing this all the time and you're posting on your business page all the time, people will start to take you seriously. They're going to see this isn't just you playing. This is actually a business. You're taking this seriously. And I know when I post pictures of like my studio with people making cards and at my classes, I get a lot of comments, oh my gosh, I need to come there someday. That looks like so much fun. Then that gives me the ability to follow up with them to say, yes, you can. Here's my class schedule. Why don't you come to the first one for free? And so I'll give them a free class pass to try it out until I get them into my routine and get them sucked into our stamping vortex. So don't be afraid to also share on your personal page. Again, not blasting heavy business stuff, but just sharing your joy and love of your classes, pictures of people at your classes and having fun. The next one is fundraisers. Fundraisers work when you have a team of people that help you with the advertising. So I like to do local charities, local organizations that are trying to raise money, even local people. So I need a team of people is what I need. Who is going to help me with this charity? Who is passionate about it that's going to help me advertise for it and help me get people there. So I'll provide the work, the cutting of the paper, the event the day of, and I need you sometimes to provide a location. If I do a charity for a fundraiser for a school program, they will provide the library or the cafeteria. If I do it for a women's group at church, they will provide a space at church that we can do this stamp camp. Typical pricing of a fundraiser is usually like say $25. I keep $5 of it and then I donate $20 of it back to the charity. And then my $5 I use for the card stock. We usually make 5 cards and envelopes and the adhesive. I provide all of that. So that just covers my expenses, but that's also still all sales, which is cool. And then I also, any orders that I collect that day, and they can collect outside orders, they can share it with their friends on Facebook, but any orders I collect through that fundraiser, I will donate 25% back to the charity. So again, I get to keep my instant income, so I am still getting paid as well, and hopefully meeting new customers. Now, with this team of people, one thing you can do to really exponentially grow what you're collecting is if they will come the day of the event and help assemble cards for people who can't come. So if people pay or they donate, and I always say the cost to come is a donation of $25 or more. So some people donate $100, some people donate $50, and so you can collect a lot more money for this charity. So it's just a minimum of $25. And so of course you only just keep $5 and the rest of it goes towards the charity. But if they're willing to come in and help assemble cards for the people who can't come, then they can sell them to anybody. And that just helps raise some more money and also brings awareness to your business. When I do these fundraisers, I do put my schedule of events and my business card with a free class pass on it. So it's kind of my gift for everybody. My thank you for them supporting the charity is a free class. Come to one of my free classes. Do you see that this is like really good for both of us? So, and it also comes from the heart, and it comes as I'm giving them something for helping support this charity that I'm also wanting to help support. Next, the last one that I'm going to discuss. There's other ones, but these are just the ones that we're discussing today. That these are the ones I know that are the most effective and are working right now. I know many people that are doing these and finding the success in them. It's going to your local coffee shops, quilt stores, crafting stores, Michael's, Hobby Lobbies, painting stores, and asking to them if they would want to partner with you and you can hold some classes there. You would obviously invite your customers, but they would also invite their customers, and you would do a monthly class there. They could also be an affiliate, so that for everybody who comes, you might just give them $5, or if anything you sell, they might make 10% of it. So it's but they would help advertise for you. You could also use their space. So what's cool is that you'll be bringing in people into their space. Now, places like Hobby Lobby or Michael's, sometimes it works when you will do a sampler there, and then they can buy the frames from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. So they're things that we don't sell. Obviously, everything else we'll use of ours. All these places might be willing to work with you. You just have to go and ask them. And again, you have a service. So contact the person who's in charge of making those decisions, the business owners. Like for instance, last year, I worked and partnered with Ali, who does the wood pallet boards, and I did a couple classes for her, and she did a couple classes for me, and we were able to, because my studio was a great place, and we were able to, both of us, gain some new customers through this. So it's something that will really work if you approach people and offer your services. Lastly, we have to have a system. With all these leads, with all this, you better be having a lot of door price forms to follow up on. They're not all going to be yes. You're going to get a lot of no's. That's okay. Again, I said if you passed out 30 of these and you had 30 winners of a card party for them and their friends, then even if you got 4 datings, that would radically change your business. So if you did that a couple times throughout the fall, it would work. So we have to follow up on them. So you have to have a system. Last week we talked about the 4-folder system. So a folder that's for your leads to follow up on. And you want to make sure with each one of them, you're sending them a card in the mail with the reminder to use their free class pass and your upcoming class schedule. You might have already given it to them, but they've probably lost it already. So you want to give them another one. So you want to make sure that they're also seeing that you are a good demonstrator and you take your job seriously by following up afterwards. So sending them a card is a very powerful thing to do with customer service. The second thing is to add them to your email list. Yes, every person, every one of you needs and has to have a working email list where you're adding all these people. Don't do all the work if you don't have a way to communicate with them later. So I send out at least one email every week to my customers. But you have to have an active list where you're constantly adding people there that you're meeting. If you're using like an email company like Constant Contact, or there's like Aweber or MailChimp or something like that, they can even just add on right through your Facebook business page or your blog. They can add on right through there too. So it's another way for you to meet some people. But you can add all these people directly there. So you want to send them a personal email right away, not a canned one that you're sending to everybody, but one that just says, hey, it was so nice to meet you. I even take like some little notes about them, like, I know you're looking for a demonstrator in your area and I'm happy to do that, whatever, but it's something, a personal message to them, letting them know that you look forward to crafting with them in the future. So that's the second thing. And yes, you do all of these, by the way. This is not pick or choose. You do all 4 of these. Number 3 is then to send them a text message. There's a question here. Would you like to receive texting, or do you prefer texting? Then you can, again, text them the same thing. It was so nice to meet you at my booth at the craft fair. I look forward to being crafty with you. Don't forget to use your free class passes. These are the 2 dates that you have to redeem them for free. And obviously, after you draw their door prize for the winner, you can text them to say, congratulations, you were one of my winners from the last craft fair. And you and up to 5 of your friends will win a class pass, a free class. So, and you can come to me or I will come to you. So that is one where, and obviously if you have friends that all turn in the door prize form, they're going to say, oh my gosh, I won. And you can say she won too. So you can tell them you're going to draw for multiple winners. So it wouldn't be unlikely that several people within the same friend group would win. And lastly, there's a question on here that also says, would you like to join me on Facebook? And so you can add them to your group. You can't add them to a page, but you can add them to the group. But you can find them and you can invite them via their email. So you want to try to connect with them on Facebook as well. Remember, door prizes, this is a one way for you to generate huge amounts of leads. Everyone's a winner of a private class for them and up to 5 of their friends. It's a $90 value. And then any person after that, they can pay $15 for. Again, I do that because then it shows them the value of this free one. They can come to your studio or your stamping place, or you can come to them. You just need a table, is all that you need. Do at least one of these a week, and you would have a flow of customers, brand new customers coming in. You can do this even from scratch, or you can do it to build off of the already very effective business that you have. And as a leader, you doing this and then teaching your teams how to do this would also greatly grow your entire group. Book them only a 1 week or 2 out. Keep them sweet and simple. I'm going to show you that video like I already showed you. All right, time for your homework. You have 6 things. This is where the foot hits the pedal. This is where it's going to make or break success for all of you. It's going to take you out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you might need to pretend a little bit. Pretend about who you are. Don't take it so personally if you hear no's. I always tell a story of when I filled my calendar for the first time. I pretended to myself that my kids were kidnapped. At the time I only had 2 children, and that someone kidnapped them. And the only way that my ransom, they called me, and my ransom to get my kids back was that I had to book 10 parties. So I realized that when my why was strong enough, that you will break out of your comfort zone. And this was, I don't know, probably 17, 16 years ago. But I needed to fill my calendar, and I didn't have the confidence. I struggled with stuttering. I struggled with being very shy. I am actually naturally introverted. And so I needed to actually pretend and role play to get out of my own head to be able to fill up my calendar. So you may need to do the same thing. You may need to pretend who you are. When you're at craft fairs, that's what I do. I pretend. I am the most bubbly, friendly person, and I love people. That is absolutely not true. It is not true. I'd rather be sitting in the corner, hovered in a fetal position, than to do what I'm doing. But I can pretend. We break out of that comfort zone, and we do it because our why is big enough. Our why means so much to us. So it may be to pay your bills. It may be to get on this trip. It may be to financially change the direction of where you're at. It could be so many reasons why, but you have to identify what yours are and what's going to make you take action on these things that work. So number 1, what's your business name, and post us your business card. My business cards are what I use for my free class pass too, so I'll share with you some labels that you can print up. Number 2, fill in your skeleton calendar for the next 3 months. Remember, we already went over it. It should be like clockwork. And then you're going to be able to plug in all these extra things that you need to do in order to be able to earn this trip and to grow your sales and to grow your new customers. Number 3, find at least 2 funnels for next month. For October, you need to have at least 2 funnels. So start asking, start talking, getting out there. You may have to ask 20 different peoples or places to be able to find 2. But you need to do it. Don't just ask 2 and come up with 2 no's and then quit. Do not be a quitter. Do not give up. You can do it. Find 2 funnels. Number 4, plus book 2 craft fairs. I know you can find craft fairs, and that's usually just paying for a booth. So you can do that. So 2 craft fairs this fall, or you can even do more. So I always talk about my downline, Dawn Stock, who earned the incentive trip 2 times in a row. And again, she was starting almost from scratch. And that fall, she did 8 craft fairs. And that's what she used to bring in all these new customers. And then during celebration, they bought, they signed up, and they eventually promoted. So 2 is bare minimum in order for you to grow. But if you wanted to book more, and here's the deal. When you get ready for one, you can basically get ready for all of them at the same time. You'll use the same marketing material, the same projects, and so forth. So going through the work to get ready for one, you might as well do multiples of them. Number 5, make sure you have a Facebook page on a business page. If you don't, create one. If you do have one, use it. Post on it every single day. And make sure you're posting about your classes, and then you can boost that post and make sure you have a call to action for them to sign up for it and register. Don't just say, here's our class. It's say, no, you're invited, please RSVP. Either comment below. I personally love to use Constant Contact events so they can just click a button and register. But you want to make sure that you choose those to boost things locally in your area. And number 6 is to book 2 hosted events for October. So for October, you should have 2 funnels, at least 1 craft fair, and 2 events with a hostess. Hostesses, remember, require you to ask somebody, and then they're bringing in their friends and their family. If you do this, you will put yourself on the path to success. It is work, and these things though are fun, but they are work, but they will get you out there finding new people. You're going to have a whole folder full of leads that you can really call upon to build your business in the future. So report to us on the Facebook your homework. We need to know the dates and the names of the hostesses that you have scheduled for October. All right. Good luck. I can't wait to catch up with you and see what you're accomplishing. And remember, our Facebook Live will be next Tuesday. If you have any questions about what we covered, you can be on the Earning the Incentive Trip to the Symphony of the Seas Facebook group, and I will be there, and you can ask me those questions. All right. Take care. I'll see you next week.